I'm live on my channel. Welcome you, my guests, my viewers. I welcome you in the name of the Lord. Welcome to my live stream. Welcome to my live stream. I'm live on my YouTube channel. Welcome, and when you get in, you say hi to me as we discuss the rising issues. For we need to keep ourselves updated on what is going around in the world regarding traveling. Because as you know, I'm your travel and your visa expert and advisor. So when you get in, you say hi to me. I can see I have one guest there. Welcome and say hi. So that we might start our live show. Welcome and say hi to your teacher here. Karibuni, welcome. So that we might have a powerful, I shall live. Thank you, my dear. Yes, you shall live and see the goodness of the Lord. Welcome to my life, I shall live. Yes, you shall live in the land of the living. You shall dwell with the Lord in the land of the living. Yes, I shall live. Welcome, you are my first guest and my lucky one. Thank you so much. We are going to discuss about what is happening in the US. Because we need to be updated on the happenings, the global happenings, because as you know, yeah, thank you so much, I shall live. Thank you, my dear, welcome. As we start our live show officially, yes, I want to wait for some few guests and then I start my my wonderful topic, my powerful topic regarding traveling, regarding visa issuances, because that is my line of career. So welcome my guests, and when you come in, say hi to your teacher. The teacher loves greetings all the time. And then you like the video and subscribe, my dear ones, as we continue. Yes, I have got some updates regarding traveling, regarding what is happening in the USA. So that if you are planning your trip to the US, you should be prepared. Otherwise, you can be returned at the port. You know the port. The point of entry. So I want us to discuss about what is happening because it might affect you either directly or even indirectly. So welcome and say hi to me as we continue with our nice topic regarding the US updates, regarding the mass deportations, regarding what is happening, regarding travel. Yeah, so when you come in, my dear one, say hi to me. I'm just on the introduction part of who this woman is. She is a travel expert, visa expert, and a travel advisor. Yes, and visa requirements of various countries, of various countries in Europe, US, Canada, the Middle East, Africa, Asia, and all over UAE, the Gulf, but not UAE, but the Gulf. You know the Gulf have got 6 countries. UAE is one of them. So Gulf, Africa, Europe, UK, Canada, wherever Asia, Caribbean, North America, South America, and all the territories in the world. But specifically today we're gonna talk about the UK, the US. Because I know many people have the United States dream, but you never know now what's gonna happen. But I told you, you can pray to God of heaven, and the God of heaven can open you the doors. Yes. And by the way, what is happening in the US, somehow it is right. Because most of the illegal immigrants who enter through the fence, who enter through the bad routes, most of them can be, I told you that someone who does not have documentation can be anyone. Yes. So whatever Trump is doing somehow is right. But it might affect even the ones that are not illegal. So that one is, it can affect us also. So we have to be alert, be aware, and know how to plan. If you had an American dream, you know how to plan yourself. Whether you're going to remain in Africa, you are going to go to India or wherever. Yes. So welcome my viewers and say hi to me. I want to start my official airing when we are quite a number. So welcome and have a seat. Welcome, have a seat, take a cup of porridge and peanuts so that we may continue with our streaming. Welcome to my live show and have a seat, my dear, so that we might start the video officially. Yes, I love you so much with the love of Christ. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support of subscribing and liking and sharing. May the Lord also remember you in all your endeavors. So I want us to be a number, maybe 5 or so that I can start the live streaming, because I will be giving you the updates as they come in. I do not want you to go to the US and at the point of entry you get stranded. So I'm going to give you the updates of the happenings so that we might know how to do and to plan our lives and to plan our whatevers, because even God is a God of plan. So welcome and say hi. Welcome and say hi to me so that I might embark on my topic officially. Yes, I know everyone wants to know what is happening, because most people, mostly from the continents of Africa, from where? Mostly Africa, mostly from the Caribbean territories, people are traveling a lot. And when they hear things happening, maybe in the US or Canada or the UK or Europe, they are normally concerned. And so am I. So that is why I'm going to give you updates of the happenings that are happening in the US. The other day, I made a video of the deportation in the Mexican border in the southern part of the US. And it is continuing. So we should know what is happening before even we plan to visit, before we plan to apply for the visas and other things. So as you get in, kindly say hi to me. Your teacher loves you with a genuine heart. Nick, how are you? Wow, thank you, Nick. Oh, thank you for checking in. Thank you so much. Oh my. Thank you, Nick. Thank you. You are so good to me. Thank you so much. Welcome and say hi to me. Yes. And like the video kindly. I'm live on my channel discussing traveling. Yes, welcome and say hi. Whoever is there, I can see we are 3 of us. Yeah, no, it is 8 p.m. Here it is 8 p.m. 8 p.m. African time. It is night. 8 p.m. 2000 hours International Standard Time. What time is it in your country right now? Wow, it's morning. Where do you live, Nick? Where do you come from? Yeah, it is night, not that late night. It is 2000 hours. 20, it is called 20 p.m. or yeah. So thank you so much for tuning in. As you come in, kindly say hi to me. Like the video kindly and subscribe if you haven't. Because as I've been saying, I'm your visa expert. Because I've been in the aviation industry for many years. What is that? Nick, I only talk about traveling because that is my line of career. I only talk about traveling and visa issuances regarding all the countries, as that is my career and my, yeah. I only do traveling and visa issuances. I only do that. Visa requirements of going to Europe, if you are going to Germany, going to the UK, going to Canada, the Caribbean, that is my area of expertise. And so today we are going to discuss. Yeah, go and sleep. Thank you. Bye. Have a nice sleep. Thank you so much. So my dear ones, welcome to my live show. As I start my live streaming and like the video, my dear ones, welcome to my live stream. Your visa expert, your travel expert and advisor regarding traveling abroad, regarding traveling to the US and Canada, wherever. So thank you so much for tuning in. I welcome you all. Nick, what are you saying? Not yet. So Nick, that one we can chat in the channel. Right now I'm talking about visa requirements and travel to Europe and wherever. Anything else we can chat, you can chat me on the video later. But right now I'm officially talking about traveling. That is what I normally do. I started my channel in September because that is my area of expertise. Regarding about, talking about traveling to Canada, US, Middle East, wherever, because that is my area of expertise. So, welcome and say hi to me. Whenever you get in, say hi to me. Yes. That is my area of expertise, Nick. Traveling to wherever, the visa requirements of the world, when you are going to Germany, when you are going to Spain, Italy, wherever, the visa requirements of various nationalities, and visa requirements. No, I'm talking about visa requirements, Nick. Yeah, my topic is officially regarding visa requirements. Yeah, anything else, Nick, because of various reasons, we cannot chat on the live. So thank you so much, Nick. As we continue with the video, I'm airing live on my YouTube channel. Welcome and say hi to me. Yes. As we discuss about traveling, about the US, about Canada, about Europe, about UK. And when you get in, kindly say hi to me. Yes, and I love you so much with the love of God. So today we are going to discuss about what is happening in the US, because as I keep telling you, my viewers, whatever happens in the US affects the globe. It affects Africa, the Caribbean, Middle East, because there are many people who live in the US. Because remember, the US is a greener pastures country where many people live. They have got so many immigrants, legal and illegal. Very many immigrants living in the US. So we cannot take for granted whatever is happening in the US. So, as I was saying today, there was a family from India who are going to the US to visit their children, but at the point of entry, they were denied entry simply because they did not have return tickets. Having a return ticket is a requirement, but formally they were not very strict, especially for the old couples. They were not very strict. But right now, if you don't have a return ticket, remember you cannot enter. A confirmed return ticket, not a booking. There was a couple from India that was going to the US at the point of... thank you so much, Rivothi. Thank you, my dear. Welcome. Thank you. Yes. We are continuing with our topic regarding the US, whatever is happening in the crisis in the US. The crisis regarding the illegal immigrants. Because remember, the crisis regarding the illegal immigrants will also affect everyone. It will affect so many people because now there is a crackdown even in the schools, a crackdown in the churches, which... Nick, what is wrong? Oh. Ripodi, how are you? Crane, thank you, Crane. Thank you so much. There is that person who is writing things that I don't understand. Please, I don't know who I'm going to put as a moderator to remove for me such comments that he is putting there. He is called Nick. He is putting some very funny messages. I don't know where he is from. So I don't know who I'm going to put as a moderator. I'm trying to moderate. So 1 minute, kindly. Before I've put you as a moderator, kindly. So thank you so much, my viewers. Welcome to our live chat. Crane, welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support. Like and subscribe kindly as we continue with our topic regarding traveling. We shall be talking about the US, because as I have been saying, that is my area of expertise. I check travel documents. I clear passengers to all over the world, so I know the travel rules regarding the Middle East, US, Canada, Europe, where else? Caribbean, Central America, South America, and wherever. Jane, are you hearing me? Kaidire, am I audible? If I am audible, kindly write to me there that I'm audible, because I tampered with it when I was trying to put Jane as a moderator. Am I audible? Am I audible, Jane and Crane? Am I audible, kindly? If I'm audible, my guess, I can see we are too late for me there as I'm audible, whether you can hear my voice. So we are going to talk about the US. If anyone is planning to go to the US, ensure that if you are going on a visitor's visa, you have got your return ticket. Because we had a case whereby an Indian nationalities, a husband and wife were going to enter the US. When they arrived at the point of entry, POE, point of entry, they were denied entry because they did not have a return. And they were not given time even to buy the return, because you can even buy online. But now, because of what is happening, they didn't get time to buy the ticket. So if you are going to travel anywhere, by the way, formerly when you are going to the US, or whenever you are visiting a country, the return ticket is a must. But for the US, they were not very strict with the return ticket. But for now, because of whatever is happening, you cannot enter without a confirmed return ticket. So ensure that when you are traveling, you have got a confirmed, not a booking, a confirmed return ticket. So it is good to be aware of what is happening. Remember, right now I saw they are even doing the whatever. They are even going to the schools to check out for them. You know, some criminals even hide out in schools. Some criminals hide out in schools or churches, but now there is a crackdown regarding the same. And as I've been telling you, my viewers or my subscribers, that is why I never encourage asylum seeking, nor traveling to a country without documents. It is good to have your documents so that when you enter a country, you are going to have peace. Because for now, those who entered without documents, even if they entered on a visa, for example, maybe you went to visit on a visa, but you overstayed, right now you cannot be sure of yourself. I would even prefer, if you are staying, you have an overstay in the US, you exit now instead of being arrested and being deported back home. It's better you go and surrender yourself, or you just exit, because you can exit. So it is good to be updated of whatever is happening. Thank you, Abubakar. Welcome from Bajul. Thank you so much. How is Gambia? Is Gambia raining, Abubakar? How is Gambia? Oh, wow, it's still hot. Thank you so much. Welcome. Yes, we are discussing about traveling as usual and visa requirements. Or you normally have the long range or short range. Long range in June. June. Wow. So you are yet, the June is quite far until we have got 5 months to go before you are. Yes. So Abubakar, I was saying, I've been updating myself regarding what is happening, updating myself regarding what is happening in the US. And I saw a couple. There is a couple from India who went to the US, an old couple, and when they were entering at the point of entry, we normally call it POE, P-O-E. Casey, thank you. Wow. Welcome. Abubakar, welcome, Casey. Yeah, thank you so much, Casey. Thank you. May the Lord bless you. Welcome. As we discuss our nice topic regarding the US, because as I say, when or whatever happens in the US affects many people, because we have got multinationals living in the US. Some went there illegally, some legally. Yeah, thank you so much. Welcome, my viewers. I welcome you all with a warm heart as your travel expert, as we discuss our travel requirements, visa rules, so that we might be updated and make the right decisions. Please, if you're going to the US from now, maybe with a visitor's visa. Yes, thank you so much too. Yeah, thank you, KC. Yeah, receive her greetings. Yes, thank you so much. So what I was saying, if you are going now to visit the US, though I'm double sure, they are going to make more stricter rules. They are going to make more rules, more restrictions when you are applying for a visitor's visa. So be sure that you have your confirmed return ticket. Because like that couple from India, it was a husband and a wife going to visit their children in the US. They did not have a return ticket. So at the point of entry, when they were asked for the return ticket, they didn't have it. And because of the crisis that is in the US, they were just told to go back. Imagine, all the way from India to the US, when you are entering the US, you are told to show your return ticket. They did not produce the ticket, and they were told to go back. They were not even given time to buy a ticket online, because you can even buy online. So for now, and remember before, when someone was going to the US with a visitor's visa, yes, a return ticket was a requirement, but they were not that strict, especially for the older people. For the older people, they were not that strict that you could not enter without a return ticket. But right now, even if you have a child or maybe whatever, you have your children living in the US and they are maybe green card holders or whatever they have, but you have a visa, if you don't have a return ticket, you are told to go back, and you cannot wait there to buy the ticket. So now it is better to plan well. I know they are going to put more rules, more strict measures, even for the student visa, even for the work visa, because I saw them even going to the churches and doing the whatever they are doing, about the mass deportation. They are going even to look out for people in the churches, because some of the illegal immigrants can even hide in the churches, and some of them can be bad people. Some of them are genuine, but some of them can be criminals. So that is what is happening. They are entering the churches, the schools, and they are doing whatever they are doing too. So if you are traveling right now to the US, or maybe you had that dream, even for applying for the visa, prepare well, because I'm double sure they are going to be very strict. And for those that have entered in the US with visas and they are living there illegally, I prefer you go back home. If you are from Africa, go back to Africa. If you are from the Caribbean, you can go back to the Caribbean. So I wanted to update you about that, because I know very many people, even my friends, there are many who are aspiring to go in the US, some are aspiring to go to Canada, some are aspiring to go to Europe. Things will change and change for them, maybe for the worse, not for the better. Because every country wants to protect itself from illegal immigrants, because some of the illegal immigrants can also be bad people, not all of them. So let's prepare well. If you are traveling, have your return ticket, a confirmed one, not a booking. Otherwise, you are going to be entering in the US at the point of entry, and you are told to go back home. So please, my dear ones, I have to update you, and the crackdown is still on. They are still cracking down on the illegal immigrants. And I saw even for asylum seekers whose cases were pending to be given asylum, everything have stopped. There are people who sought asylum in the US, maybe because they came from countries like Mexico, maybe Puerto Rico. Some came from anywhere from the Caribbean or even from South America, and they sought asylum genuinely. But I saw today all those cases have been stopped. I saw people crying at the borders, some in the US, because they do not know what is going to happen. Now they are stuck in limbo. You know limbo, Limbo, whereby you are somewhere that you don't know what is going to happen. You are just sitting somewhere, not sure of what is going to happen. You don't know what the decision they can make against you. So, my dear ones, as you plan your future travels, always be authentic. Never come out of your country to go to Canada thinking that you are going to go with a visitor's visa and work. Even in Canada, you never know whether they are going to start the same. They might start the same process of maybe removing all the people who are there illegally or who entered there illegally. I think, KC, are we good? Any contribution, KC? Because I know you have ever gone to the US. Any contribution? Yeah, regarding the mass deportations, regarding the crisis in the US, regarding the asylum seekers, Africans who are living there, who went with a visitor's visa and then they overstayed. You know, we have many Africans. We have got people from Nigeria, we have got people from Kenya, we have people from Congo, Uganda, who went on a visitor's visa and now they are stranded because they do not know whether they are going to be caught. Now they are hiding themselves. And you don't know what is going to happen. Maybe the government is going to tell the employing companies, if you're employing someone without papers, you should also be in trouble. So I do not know what is going to happen. My advice is, if you are there illegally by any means, it is better even you board a flight, you go back to your country. Because now imagine, you are caught in maybe in the house or in wherever, and you are brought back to your country by force. And remember, some of them are being ferried from that country by military airplanes. Imagine a military airplane. So that is the update regarding the US. Yeah, now with the 4V, the lawyers can try to help them, but it will be very hard. We have got immigration lawyers, by the way. You normally have the immigration attorneys, and they are the ones who are helping even the asylum seekers. But I saw all the asylum cases have been stopped. Some of them were almost going through, but now they have been stopped. So for them that do not have papers, it will be so hard for you. Though you can. Thank you, Truth. How are you? Welcome. Welcome. Thank you so much for checking in. Will you be live tonight? Because tonight I'm free. I can come to your live. Will you be free? Are you doing your live? Yeah, so Jane, it is possible for those who do not have, you know what happens? If they don't have the paperwork, they normally use the lawyers, and the lawyers can do their work. But I'm sure now for the lawyers to go to maneuver with those cases, it will be more complicated. So for them that don't have the papers, now it is just a matter of prayer. It will not be that easy for them to get the papers. I saw very many Mexicans who had sought asylum in the US, and their cases were almost through. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Tomorrow. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you, Truth. I will gonna do that. Yeah. I will join. So, before my dear, for now, for the ones without papers, there is no much hope. No much hope, by the way, because now remember the attorneys might not be able to, but anyway, they can try. They can try, but I prefer you go back home early enough. Because you never know, but all the same, the attorneys, they normally have got immigration attorneys, go with a visa and then whatever, but for now, those cases will be very complicated. So I prefer someone to come back home. And the danger of exiting now after the overstay, remember, even you can never apply for a green card again now. If at all the green card will remain, the danger of those people who are living there illegally, after they exit, they are going to be given a ban. Because already they overstayed in the US. So for them now, even traveling to Canada will be very hard. Because remember, when you have a Nova stay in a country, going for another visa it is normally almost impossible, especially visas to Europe and Canada. It is not that possible because already you have a Nova stay and a ban. Because of overstaying, you are going to have a ban. They have to be put in the system that they overstayed. So now that one, you can go back to Africa or to Caribbean and stay there. Yeah. But they have not started. I don't think they have started bringing those people maybe from Kenya, Uganda with visas. They are cracking down mostly on the criminals. But you know, for the criminals, most of them went without papers. For the criminals are those that you entered through the fences. If you are caught and you are not a criminal, yeah, thank you, Abubakar, for coming through. Thank you. If you are caught and you are not a criminal, you can only be taken back home. Yeah, truth, you can be arrested, but you cannot be jailed. You can only be taken back home. Whenever I see people being brought back, when you are arrested without papers, you are ferried in the next flight available, and you are brought back home. So for now, on overstay, if you are arrested, by the way, and you don't have the paperwork, they normally put you in the flight free of charge. You don't pay for the flight, and then you are brought back. I have seen people being brought back many times if you don't have the paperwork, but you are not a criminal. Not unless you have done a criminal offense. If you have done a criminal offense, you have to be judged. But for you, if you are just on an overstay, yeah, the lawyers can help Abubakar. We normally have got immigration attorneys. You can file a case through a lawyer, though it will cost you a lot. Now that one, you can spend everything that you have earned because the lawyers will require a lot of money. Even for them that went on visas and then they became residents in the US, they did it by the lawyers. They normally use the lawyers, immigration attorneys. The lawyer can take your case and help you. But for now, if the case has not gone through or it is pending, it will be difficult. So I'm telling my friends, if you're in the US and you went on a visa and now things are hot, kindly book a flight back to Africa, kindly book a flight back to India, because remember, things will change drastically, completely, forever now. US will not be like the former US, whereby anybody wants to go to the US, you can enter through the fence, you can go with a visa and refuse to come out. That one is like going to be a thing of the past. Yes, I don't think it will be possible anymore. But maybe by God's grace, a lawyer can help you if you have a visa and you have overstayed. But I'm sure for now it will be so difficult. I saw those cases of asylum seekers. There are some asylees from Mexico whose cases were almost being finalized, but now they have been suspended, those cases. I saw people from Mexico crying because their cases are almost, they are going through the process of whatever, but now they have been stopped. So for now, for the asylum seekers in the US, for the people who have overstayed, it is unfortunate. They have to go back home now. I prefer someone, you take a flight and go back. Be banned, but don't mind. You can stay at home. Because that one is not going to be easy. I even saw Trump saying, if you give birth to a child who is already in the US, and you went there on a visitor's visa, they shall no more be, and I told you in the other video, they shall no more automatically be US citizens. And even them that have had that, maybe they shall revoke those citizenship. I think you have seen those things. You know, there are people who normally go to the US, you give birth and then the baby becomes a US citizen automatically. That is the rule that happens even in Europe. If I go to Europe when I'm pregnant and I get a baby, that baby shall be a Spanish or German, depending on the country. Even the US was that way, even Canada, even the UK. But now they are saying there is no citizenship by birth if you are not a US citizen. So even if you go and give birth in the US, that baby will never be a US citizen. So what I'm wondering, what of them that have got the babies with the US passports and they are maybe Africans, are they going to revoke it? Because I saw Trump saying, even for the LGBTQ, there shall be no more X gender. You know, the US passport I normally see, some have no gender. You know, the gender should be either M or F. So in the US, there is normally X. Since when? Since 20-something. 20, I think 20. I can't remember when that started. So you can see the US passport without a gender. So someone comes to the passport, instead of the gender or the sex reading F, female or male, X. From today, he said there is nothing like that. You have to be either M or F. Remember, Trump is a God-fearing person. He's a Christian. So I think, I don't know what is going to happen. But for the passport, there is no more ex-gender. No more citizen by birth. But because formerly people took advantage. You go there when you are pregnant, you give birth, the baby becomes a citizen. So it becomes very hard for them to let you to go out, to tell you to go back home, because you have a US, you have their child. Same way like when you go to Germany when you are pregnant and give birth, that baby becomes a German citizen. Everywhere in Europe, not only Germany, everywhere in Europe. Where you can't do that is the Middle East. But in Europe, Canada, US, the baby automatically becomes a citizen. There are even some countries when you give birth in their airplane. You give birth when you are on the flight going to that country. Maybe I'm going to visit for example, maybe Netherlands, and I'm in the flight. If you give birth, that baby becomes automatically the citizen. There were so many human rights. Those are some of the human rights that people are enjoying. But for now, my dear Abubakar, those things are changing. So for them that went there illegally, maybe. But you know that now for the visitors visa, they went there legally. But now they are illegal because they are overstaying. Now they are already illegal. Because when you overstay now, you become illegal. But you entered illegally with a visa. So what I was saying, I prefer people to stay in their countries now. Not unless you have got a very huge reason of visiting. Otherwise, entering the US now, it will be so difficult. I have told you about that case of that Indian couple that went to visit, and then they were told to go back because they did not have a... Yes, it is important, Jane, to know those things so that you can make a different decision. You can make a decision and decide why. No, you can decide where to go. You can decide, instead of going to the US for now, let me go to Europe. Let me go to the Middle East. Because for now, I'm sure it will be so hard. But if you have a visitor's visa, you can go and visit. But I'm sure it will be so hard, even at the point of entry. So, like the video, guys, as your teacher continues with the topic. So, even at the point of entry, it will not be a walk in the park. Because you have a visa, you must enter. I'm sure they are going to do a lot of security for the visitors. For those who are visiting, I'm sure it will not be easy. Even for the green card, I'm not sure for the one who applied. I'm not very sure. If at all the cases for the asylees is already suspended, even the green card you can never know. But anyway, let us pray that it will not change for the one that applied last year. So, I think with migrating to people's countries, people should now calculate. If you have something better that you can do at home, maybe you have got some money that you can start up a business, you can calculate. But visiting is not bad. They cannot, by the way, Jane, they cannot say you cannot visit. For that one, they cannot say because they have got embassies abroad. If it is in Uganda, they have their embassy there. Not all the countries, but most of the countries in the world have got the US embassies. And those embassies are there to help people to apply for the visas. Because remember, visas make revenue for the countries. If you apply for a US visa, the payment that you make makes money for that country. So they cannot say that you can't go. But what I'm sure, they are going to put more strict measures. Before they give you a visa, they are going to do their due diligence. And then when you are entering at the point of entry, they are going to enhance their security measures. You shall be profiled very hard before they grant you entry into the US. So it is good to be very careful and to be very aware and alert before you make a decision of going to Canada to overstay with a visa with a visitor's visa, or to overstay with a US visitor's visa. I prefer you go to the US with a visitor's visa, come out. Just apply I prefer only the green card. But with the visitor's visa now going to overstay. There was someone who was calling me, asking me about the Canadian visitor's visa, that the husband wants to go and with a visitor's visa through an agency to Canada. And I told her, for now, I can't advise. You use a lot of money, you pay for that visa, and remember, for now, you cannot get work with the work visa. And the husband is working wherever he is. I told her to wait until further notice, because now you can never know. You pay too much money, you go and visit Canada, thinking that you can get work. For now, it is not going to be that way. So now, Jane, you can think of Europe. You can think of Europe as way to see whether the green card will be there or they shall abolish. You know, they can either abolish it or maybe it shall be there. We don't know. That one is just, we pray that it will be there for them that applied last year. But for this year, I know the measures will be more strict. Yes. And that is why your teacher says when there is a chance to do something, do it. If the green card is there, apply. Do not wait for tomorrow, because tomorrow nobody knows what's going to happen. US is going to change completely. Yeah. Remember, even Poland, there is sometimes back when the people went to Poland, they misbehaved. People were crossing from Ukraine because there was war, entering Poland, and there became a crisis. Soulful worship. Thank you, dear. Wow. Thank you, soulful worship. Welcome to my video, to my live. Thank you so much. Yes, God bless you. Your worship is on another level, my dear. I love your worship because I'm also a worshiper. Yes, thank you so much. Before the Jane Soulful Worship has got a nice channel regarding worship. She's a worshiper. Thank you so much, my dear. Welcome. I talk about travel and visa requirements because that is my area of expertise. Yeah, thank you. So, my dear ones, kindly like the video and subscribe if you haven't. So, whenever you are planning your travel to the US now, do not forget your confirmed return ticket. Formerly, it was a requirement. Yeah, formerly it was a requirement, but they were not very strict. Especially for the old couples, people were not so strict on asking them for the return ticket. But for now, yeah, thank you so much, for the yes. You can look for Soulful Worship. She is a worshiper, a very nice worshiper, and I love worshiping, but I'm a worshiper too. So like the video, my dear ones. I can see we are 9. Kindly like the video. Yeah, we shall sing today one day. Soulful, by the way, I'm also a singer, by the way. I've written songs, but I've not produced because I'm a singer, by the way, by call. I'm an evangelist by call, singer. I love worshiping and singing to God. But I've not sung I have songs that I've written. Yeah, Truth I Shall Live was the first one. She was the first guest here. I Shall Live Neema. So thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, my community. I love you all. Like the video if you haven't, and let's continue with the topic. So, yeah, so Truth is here. Truth 1995 TV. She also have a channel. You can go and tune into her channel. Yes, Truth 1995 TV. And she talks about jobs in Europe. I told you she's not an agent, but she has a genuine agent in Poland offering jobs in Europe. In Poland, Romania, where? Serbia, and other countries that I can't remember in Europe. But she's not an agent, but she has a genuine agent in Europe. But I'm not also an agent. I'm only talking that because there are people who normally have agent jobs. But remember, the agent jobs, you normally pay to the agent. So for that one, Truth 1995 TV, if you visit her in her channel, she even talks about jobs in Europe because she has a genuine agent. Yeah, in Europe. So if you need a job in Europe, Soul Worship, you can talk to Truth. She has got a YouTube channel. You can even go and check in on her. Truth 1995 TV. Yeah, she normally does live videos, and she talks about Europe jobs. Yes, but I'm not an agent. Neither am I planning to be one. I can't. Even Truth is not an agent. We can't. For me, I'm not able to do such things. Mine is to train you about the visa requirements. If you have a question regarding maybe Saudi, regarding Qatar travel, regarding that, but I'm not an agent. That is my area of expertise. Working in the airport for many years, up to date. That is why I can advise you regarding the US. I know Europe like I have been there forever. I know UK like I have been there forever and everywhere. We shall talk, Nani Soulful. We shall talk. Yeah, we shall talk on the channel. Yeah, I work in the aviation industry and I'm still working in the aviation industry. So regarding traveling, advice you are going to get from this woman. Regarding visa requirements in Canada, US, Germany, wherever, here is your advisor. Yeah, thank you so much, Prudence. Soulful Worship with Prudence. Thank you, Prudence. Yeah, thank you so much. So, from now onwards, when you are traveling to the US, because of the crisis, you have to have a confirmed return ticket. Not like before, whereby people sometimes could maybe, it is a requirement when you are visiting a country to have a return ticket, but for now the US is serious. They are not, even if you are an old person or young, have a confirmed return ticket, a round trip. If you buy a flight via wherever, maybe via London to the US, ensure that you have a return. Otherwise, at the point of entry, they will not allow you to enter. That is it. It is that serious. And I'm double sure even at the point of entry, even if you have a visa, they shall profile you further. It shall not be a walk in the park. Many years back when I started working in aviation, there are many people who are being returned from the US because of such mistakes. But after that, I think the government that came later was not that strict. It is not very easy to see someone like today nowadays being brought back to the US at the point of entry when you have a visa. But I'm sure for now they will happen. They will be happening. You are going to be entering the US. They check your documents. They talk to you about your intention, and because maybe you are not even sure of yourself, they can tell you to go back from where you came from. So for now, your plans to the US, have your return ticket, know what you are going to do there, have the permanent address of your host and every information. Otherwise, at the point of entry, we normally call it POE. At the point of entry, you can be told to go back home, and it is very frustrating. Preparing for the journey, you pay for the ticket, and then you are told to go back home. So those are the updates regarding the deportations. I talked about the deportation. They are still continuing, and now they are still cracking down even on churches, something that have never happened. They are cracking down on churches and in schools. So it is very serious. I've seen even most of the US people are fearing to take their children to school. Because remember, there are some people who are living there. You went to the US with a visa, you overstayed, and then you got a baby in the US, the baby is a US citizen, you are not a citizen. Now they do not know what is going to happen. Maybe you went on a visa, you overstayed, when you gave birth, the baby became a US citizen. And now Trump have said there is nothing like that. No citizenship by birth. If you are not a citizen of the US, it will be very difficult. So for now, your US dream, take it to God in prayer. If you want to go to the US, go to Jehovah God and tell him, Daddy, me, I want to go to the US. But other than that, if your intention is going to overstay or to work there underwater jobs, remember it is not possible now. Because even your employee is employing you underwater jobs without paperwork, they are going to fall in the same trouble. So that is the update. As your travel expert and your travel advisor and visa advisor, yes, so keep updated, be updated. You can change your mind now, you go to the UK or to Europe or wherever. Yes, because the US now it is somehow. But anyway, what I can say about the US deportations and the mass, all those deportations, somehow they are right. You can remember the other week, as I talked it in the other channel, there were some attacks. You can remember some things happened that are not right. Because people who went there illegally, and entering illegally, I'm not talking about the people who went on a visa and overstay. Illegally, I'm talking about the people who went through the fence. Like they're in the border of Mexico, they go through the sewage, whatever tunnels. Those people who are in Puerto Rico, I don't know, they go through the river or whatever. Those people, you remember, they can be dangerous. People that are not accounted for, they never went to the embassy for a visa, because somebody who goes to the embassy for a visa underwent security questions. For example, some ask for the certificate of criminal record. You underwent that, so they gave you a visa. They know who you are. But this person who is entering through the fence, those are very dangerous people. Someone who entered through the fence, entering through the tunnels, they are not accounted for. Those people, someone told me they cannot even employ such people. That one you can't employ because you don't know them. Those one they do, I don't want to talk about that here, but those are not good people, by the way. But for the Africans or the whoever who went through on a visa, those ones are not dangerous because already they went on a visa. Yes. So the mass deportations are going on, and they are being deported by military flights, not passenger flights, military. That it is that bad. So their hope is, I think it is shattered. Their hope of being Americans is shattered because they entered through the fence in Mexico, Puerto Rico, I don't know, Canada border, whatever, All those things are coming to an end abruptly. And now I saw those, I told you about the asylum seekers whose cases were almost going through. You know, there's a time you can, when those people who sought asylum, maybe from Mexico or wherever, because of the problems in their country, they were to undergo the genuine process, the legal process, and be granted asylum in the US. But now Trump has stopped all that process. Now they have, I don't know what they are going to do. They are now stranded. They do not know where to go, where to start. And that was what I was calling limbo. Now they are in limbo. You know limbo? Whereby you stay somewhere like this, not knowing what to do, not knowing where to go, and you cannot make the decision. Someone has to make a decision regarding you. Now those people are in limbo. They do not know that they are going to be brought back to Mexico, or they are going to be granted later, because now the process has been terminated. So that is the seriousness of seeking asylum in other people's countries. That is the seriousness of overstaying with visas. That is the seriousness of going to country without the plan of God. I normally say before you travel anywhere, put it to God in prayer. If God is not for that, stop it. You never know. If you're not, it's not the will of God for you to go to Canada, to go to Europe, just stop it. Otherwise, put it to God in prayer. Because you never know what can happen. I'm double sure Canada will start the crackdown soon. And people will be brought back and whatever. Canada is going to do the same. Poland did the same. There's a time people went to Poland, masses of people from Ukraine, when Ukraine had war with Russia. People sought asylum in Poland. There was crisis. Remember, things happened and they start removing people from their countries. So if you live in Africa, please be settled and put it to God in prayer. If you live in the Caribbean, South America, wherever, put it to God in prayer. Because you never know what will happen tomorrow in that country. And it is very dangerous to be in a country and then they start chasing people away from their countries. You are a stranger there, no paperwork, no work, you cannot work anymore. Now you become like a refugee. And you came from your country, maybe you even had your own house, you had your family. Now you are going to seek refuge in country that you don't even know. So that is my advice as your travel expert. Jane, are you still there? Rifothi, are you still there, my dear? Any questions so far, my dear ones? Oh, yeah, thank you. Jane, is your visa still valid for the US? Your US visa, is it still valid? If you have a valid visa, you can still enter. As only if whoever you are going to visit is a lawful permanent resident in the US. Oh, expired. Okay. That is, no, it's okay. No, you can't visit with that. You have to get another one if you want to visit. But remember, when you have a US visa in your passport, even if it is expired, your passport has a good history. As long as you entered, exited, travel history is good. A US visa, even if it is expired, is still a good thing in your passport. Remember, I told you about building a travel history. People with good travel history get visas easily. Now, Jenny, for you to get a visa if you want to visit Canada genuinely, getting a visa is easy. If you want to go to the US again, you can take another visa. But unfortunately for now, if you are going to visit, they have to scrutinize that whoever you are visiting is a legit person in the US. She went legitimately. You may be a citizen or a green card holder or something, but now it will not be like before. People could visit anyhow. With the Trump administration now, it is not that easy, but getting a visa is possible. Remember, we still have that. We still have those embassies in Africa and everywhere. Yeah, US Jane is a very nice one. Going to the US and exiting, your nini is stop. Your mark is stop. No, you have no problem with immigration. Remember, when you overstay in a country now, even if it is Dubai, by the way, wherever you overstay, even if it is Qatar, getting a visa for the US is not possible. It will be very hard. As long as you misbehave in any country. And remember, those misbehaviors are normally in the system. So if I go to Qatar and assume that Qatar is just a simple country, or maybe Saudi Arabia, I do an overstay, getting a visa for the UK or the US or Canada is like a nightmare. Yes. When you overstay in any country, remember that one is is like a red flag. You cannot get a visa. That one, you are like a permanent, you have to stay in your home. That's why you see people who go to Saudi Arabia and then they live there forever. Because if they get out of Saudi Arabia, they cannot enter in those countries. They can enter in those other Gulf countries, but the US, Canada, wherever, Europe, they don't like people who overstay. You cannot get a visa. That one is going to be a permanent denial of visas. So for you, Jane, and whoever is listening here, if you visit a country, ensure you exit before the expiry date. If it is expiring like 3 days to come, you can exit 2 days before, so that you can build a nice travel history. The travel history is very key for people who normally want to travel. But if you tarnish your travel history by overstaying in any country, that one will be bad for you forever. Countries in Europe, US, UK, I do not count it as, though it is in Europe, I count it as UK. But when I say Europe, I mean Germany, Belgium, all those countries, Austria, Spain, Italy, Portugal, all those countries in Europe. Those countries, getting a visa if you have overstayed in another country is like almost impossible. Yes. And remember, even when you get a visa for Germany, for example, sometimes they revoke later. You can get a visa very nicely, but during the process, after they give you the visa, by the way, they normally also do their background checks again. Because I've seen people with visas, and then we are sent notifications that those visas have been cancelled in the system. In your passport, the visa is in the passport, but in the real sense, you cannot travel. Even Canada, by the way, you can be having the visa in the passport, but already you are barred in the system. You cannot check in, simply because they normally do their due diligence even after giving you the visa. Nowadays, with Europe travel, Canada, UK, US, where else? Only, yeah, those four. UK, I counted separate, though it is in Europe. UK, and then we have got European territories, Canada, and the US. For now, it is very hard for you to get a visa, and it is very hard for you to enter those countries, because even at the point of entry, they are going to ask questions. Because of this, everything that is happening now, if you have got anything bad in your passport, in your travel history, just stay at home. Put up a business at home and don't try, because you are going to lose your money and you are not going to travel. For Canada, they can issue the visa, but later you are blocked in the system. You can't travel. You try to travel via Dubai, barred. UK, like that, because that is what is happening. People want to have their countries in peace. Today, Catherine was not there from Doha. I shall, when she comes back, I shall get her contact so that she can come and talk about Qatar. Maybe how she went to Qatar, or how she can help someone who wants to go to Qatar. But I told you, with the Qatar and Dubai, you can go online in their website, www.qatarairways.com or www.qatarairwayscareers.com. Emirates, you go to Emirates Groups Career, www.emiratesgroupscareers.com. That one you can apply on your own. They normally post jobs every time, depending on what you have done. There are people who have done maybe customer service, anything that you are going to check. Airport operations, customer service job. Like Qatar post jobs throughout. Even now, there are very many jobs. There are customer service jobs in the website. That is free of charge. You just apply on the website direct. Customer service jobs. They have got security jobs, airport operations, cargo is at the airport. So all those things you can check. You can be checking on their sites. Otherwise, I think I've given you updates regarding the US, and regarding traveling without planning, and regarding asylum seeking. Those things are not good. Asylum seeking in countries, thinking they are better than your country, that is not right. Because later you never know what can happen. And when things change in those countries, it is very bad. You are blocked. When Trump entered into administration, by the way, let me tell you something, because I've been in the airport forever. When Trump entered into administration, was it in 2016 or which year? Which year was Trump the president of the US before this time? When he was the US president, this time he entered in the throne. People were brought to Africa. They were being deported to Africa with our private jets. And when you arrive, for example, those who are being brought to Kenya, they were taken to Somalia direct. They did not even want to know whether you came from where. As long as you are deported from the US, they were taken to Jomo Kenyatta, and then they were taken to Somalia by force. Whether you are from where, whether you are from Kenya, you are from where, as long as you are in JK, they were being taken to Somalia. Many people were deported from the US. Because Trump have never been for that. He is a very straightforward person, by the way. With illegal immigrant, and he is God-fearing, by the way. Remember, he has said he does not want to see a passport issued without a gender. There was those passports that did not have gender. They were having gender X. Now the gender for the US is M or F, male or female. There's nothing like X, because Trump is a very big Christian. So now he's going to make many changes. But I'm sure US will be even better now. Even for you, Jane, if you want to take a visa, going to visit genuinely is genuine. They can never refuse you to visit if you have a genuine reason. But with going to work underwater jobs, that one will be cancelled now, because whoever is going to employ you will also be in trouble. So for the underwater, for the whatever, let's forget. People should forget about that and pray to the living God to show them the direction. So thank you so much, Jane and Truth and everyone. Prudence, I wish you well in all your endeavors. May the Lord go before you and open for you doors that no man, no human, no devil can close. And there is no weapon that is fashioned against you from hell that shall prosper. Yes, and the doors he has for you are those of goodness and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope. So thank you so much for tuning in. Like the video if you have not liked. Subscribe if you haven't. And let's work together this journey. And I know we are going to conquer. I shall be giving you advice regarding traveling and any other travel updates. When you have got countries that are open for travel, you can travel. If you hear there are jobs in Europe, take advantage. As I told you, when you have a work in Europe, in those territories in Europe, if you work for... Yeah, thank you. God bless you too, Jane and all the others. I know God is taking us somewhere, but it is good to be prepared before we go on. And I always say, if you want to travel, always have your passport ready. When you have the passport, now you can go and put it to God and tell God that, Daddy, I have the passport, and then my desire is to go to visit somewhere. When I started working in the airport, Jane, I confessed with my mouth that when I have entered these aircrafts working for them, but they shall take me where they come from. And I traveled because that was my desire. So have the passport ready. When doors open, God, you know God can open doors in the US, in Canada, and wherever. Because God is the owner of this world. It does not mean that if God says you are going to US, a Trump can block you. If he says you are going to work in the US or Canada or Europe, it will gonna happen. What I can say, be righteous, be truthful in all your endeavors, be genuine to other people, because God is genuine to us. God is love. So as long as you are doing the right thing, have the right documents. If you want to go to the to do a visa interview, go to the embassy and do not fear. I normally tell my people, fill the visa form for yourself. Go with your ex to the embassy. Let the Holy Spirit of God guide you. Do the visa interview. If you are granted the visa, take a journey to wherever you are going to visit, because God is always faithful to those who are faithful. So thank you so much. Those who have YouTube channels, may God give you viewers and subscribers and everything and prosper you. Those who do their businesses, may God bless you. Those who went into the US with visas and they extended their stays, may God give you a way to come out, or maybe give you a way. Maybe when you go to those lawyers, the immigration attorneys, may God open that way, that door for you to win the case. And may God lead you, because it is complicated. Only God can help you now, because I do not know how that goes on. May the Lord bless you. Those who want to go to Canada, let the door open wide. Those who are seeking for jobs, let the door open wide. Those who want to go to Dubai, to Qatar, to where else? We have got Dubai, we have got Qatar, we have got Kuwait, we have got Bahrain. People normally go to work in Bahrain, Kuwait, in the GCC countries. May the Lord open for you those doors. And let us love one another as we continue with this life, because life is not permanent. One day we shall be out of this life, and we shall be accountable of whatever we did. So let's be genuine to each other and love one another, support one another where we can, and we shall go far. So thank you. I can see we are remaining 2 of us. Thank you so much, my remnants. You are the remnant. Even God normally have the remnants, those who are not defiled with the things of the world. So for this channel for today, you have the remnant. Thank you so much, and bye. And I quit.